Street Team, welcome back to Danny TV, where we bring what's going on in these streets to your TV. If you are new here, welcome. My name is Danielle, so make sure that you guys like, comment, and subscribe because y'all know we're about to go up. As you guys can see by the title, we are jumping into the Impact Atlanta, and we're already on episode 6. It's moving along, but first, y'all know we gotta have us a drink, so I have Jayda coffee. Make sure that you guys use the code at the bottom of your screen. I made me a little iced caramel. It only took like 5 minutes, saving money, not going to Starbucks. So yeah, make sure y'all use the code on the screen for 15% off. But without further ado, let's just jump right into this video. First things first, let me get this off my chest, okay? When it comes to a reaction and commentary and funny commentary and some little tea, I'm going to have it because some people was in my comments last week saying things, and it's kind of like, you know, y'all in the comments being negative, and do you not realize when you watch a video, you're first off giving me a view and then you comment, but you got the nerve to try to make friends in the comments. Bye, okay? Because I could have said some other stuff, but I didn't. I took the high road, and at the end of the day, this is a reaction video, so if you don't want to see that, then you need to get off, okay? But anyway, let's jump into the Impact Atlanta episode 6. The momentum went down this episode, y'all. It was back to blah. I'm kind of seeing a pattern where it being like this episode was too good, can't wait till next week, and then we get to the next week and it's like blah. I just literally wasted like 45 minutes watching this. So it wasn't given. We start the episode off with Tay. Tay is in Atlanta and he's doing his mom's hair, and his mom is holding him accountable like, son, what's going on with this shop? So Tay tells her about the shop and what's going on, and she's like, you know, at the end of the day, you need to get this going. Everything is not going to be perfect, but you know, you definitely need to get this shop started. So that happens. Tay announces that he is going to Chicago. I feel like this initial shot with Tay and his mother set the tone for the episode, because this episode with all the other cast members was pretty much about family and revolved around everybody in their family. So Tay lets it be known that he's going to Chicago to go to a family reunion. And that's pretty much it, honestly. And then Tay ended up getting like a tattoo. Something that I did like from this episode was that Tay touched bases on Ari's brother Kyle that passed away. And he said, you know, he never met Kyle, but he wished he did meet Kyle because he, you know, learned so much about him. And he says, you know, he doesn't ask Ari a lot of things about Kyle because he knows that will make her sad and how she feels about Kyle. So I did like that he's being respectful to his friend. And overall, I just like the Ari, Tay, and Tucson dynamic. They are kind of like the people that live down the street, the girl and boy next door. Like, they got their fame, but at heart, they're still these natural people that are from Chicago. Like, it doesn't seem like the fame changed them. You know, people say like when people get money, they get the acting different and stuff. It doesn't seem like it changed them. It seemed like they are still they normal, fun, want to have a good time, ghetto selves, and I love to see them on TV. So that sums up Tay. It wasn't really too much going on. Something that was funny about Tay was that he ended up getting 2 tattoos on his leg, and he like, I hope that these tattoos really mean what they said that they mean. And Ari like, yo, big self on this table crying about this tattoo. So that pretty much sums up Tay. Moving along, Jayda hosted her pop-up shop for Wait a Minute, and she had the ice cream truck that was wrapped in Wait a Minute, and it looked like overall a cool and fun event. I liked how BET captured Jayda's personality when she's out interacting with her fans, because she was like talking to them, smiling, taking pictures, and it seemed like she was being like very personable, and she was talking to them like she knows them. So that was like very much a good look. Jayda ended up speaking with her sister Jazz. So it's a whole thing with like Jazz and Jayda from over the years on social media. Some things that went on with with Lil Baby's other baby mama that came to Jayda's sister's shop and they end up fighting and messing it up. I mean, it's a whole bunch of stuff. I'm not gonna get into all of that because it's too much, and I honestly don't know the root of why they got into it, but from these clips it seemed like the internet played a major role into why they haven't been speaking and they didn't speak for years. And my thing is, like I said to y'all a few weeks ago, the internet is not going to tell me who I can and can't talk to, and the internet is not going to dictate relationships in my life with real life people that I know. So seeing this like on TV is kind of weird, because it's like, okay, so the internet turned you against your sister. One of the things that Jayda's sister Jazz said was like, you know, Jayda fans would come on her page saying stuff and she felt like that she had to, you know, tell her story. And my whole thing with that is like, if your fans are saying something to your family, why don't you tell your friends, your fans kind of to stand down, you know, hey, don't come in my family like that. I don't know them, of course, and I don't know if she did do that, but from what I was getting in this episode, it didn't really seem like she did. But it was just weird to me. And then also I kind of feel like, why did Jayda's friend have to come with her to go have a sit down with her sister? Like, I wish my sister would. First of all, me and my sister are not about to be beefing. Like, if we get into it, we say what we gotta say and then we move along and that's the end of it because we're close and we're blood at the end of the day. But I'm not gonna change up for some people that I don't know, and I'm not gonna let the internet get into family business. So it's a lot going on just with that situation in general, but the way that this was edited and portrayed, it was kind of like, dang, Jayda, like, when you introduce your sister, like, did you have something nice to say about her? Because it was kind of like my sister is just like, rawr, like, I was like, dang, like, what a way to like introduce your sister. And then when they were talking, it's like, okay, where's the accountability being held? Because it's being like, you did this and you did that. Everybody pointing fingers, but nobody is taking accountability. So I don't know, child. That's just too messy and nobody got time for that. Moving on, Ari tries to mend things with her sister. In previous episodes, we can see that her sisters are into it, but she's trying to mend things with them, and they all came to the agreement that they wanted to go to counseling. So I'm looking forward to seeing like the root of their issues that's making bigger issues a bigger deal, and then working through that as a family. And it was very grown up for Ari to be a mediator child, because you know that girl got a mouth on her. Ari goes to Chicago with Tay as well, and Ari kind of opens up a little bit more about Kyle. So next episode, I'm really looking forward to learning more about Kyle, what happened to him, and then seeing that background of Ari, Tay, and Tucson in Chicago. Ari seems to be pouring more into herself and putting effort into making herself a better person and seeing what childhood issues she needs to resolve that's affecting her in this older day and age. It seems like she's trying to face her trauma head on. And I think that's super important for people to see, because a lot of people look up to Ari. So it can kind of motivate, like, you know, generations. Like, okay, if this is my role model and I look up to her and she's facing her trauma and inner demons, I can do the same things. Lakia performed at Jayda's pop-up shop. I love how Lakia goes to everybody's events and supports everyone. She seems like a really stand-up girl, but again, not enough screen time for Lakia. I feel like this whole season, every time she came in, she's literally like shown on the screen for like 2 minutes, and then it moves on to Jayda, Ari, and Tay. Like, they're kind of the main characters, and the show kind of revolves around them. And it's like, how are we supposed to get to know Lakia if she's not getting enough screen time and we're not getting to know her? This episode was centered around family, so this would have been the perfect time for us to see Lakia on Zoom with her family in Milwaukee, or her to even go back home to Milwaukee, because since episode 1, she's been talking about a rocky relationship with her mother. We haven't seen her mother. We don't have a face with this person or anything. we just hear her saying this, and then the episode that revolves around family, she's not seeing her family and doesn't talk about her family. So it was like, okay, it was kind of given thrown together. So I can't really put a mark on what I think of Lakia, because we're not getting enough time to get to know her. Lastly, we're going to get into Des. Des went to New York to speak to someone at Atlantic Records. First off, I kind of feel like if you're not signed and you're trying to get signed, you kind of got to dress to impress and look professional. Have on, I mean, you ain't got to come in here with a dang on church suit on, but kind of do dress to impress. Secondly, speak. I don't feel like she really said anything in the clips when they were in the meeting, and this will be the time for me to be saying, yes sir, really have my 60-second pitch ready to pitch myself to them, because they already seen the following and seen you online, because the guy said that she was, you know, on his radar. But it would have been great for us to see her pitch herself and really tell him who she was. Not sure if she did do that and it was cut, but this scene kind of didn't do any justice, especially when you're trying to get signed. And then again, back to this episode being revolving around family. Where was her family? Like, why didn't we see this with her family or anything else when everyone else was having family issues or talking about their family? So I don't know. This wasn't my favorite episode. I'm just like, what's happening? Because we having a high one and then we get back down to a low one. So yeah, let's move on to Social Corner, because I really don't have anything else to say because nothing was going on. And honestly, I didn't even want to film this video because I was like, nothing really happened and I could have combined this episode with next week's episode. But I didn't want my subscribers to not have a video because I've been getting a lot of positive feedback about this reaction. So I was like, let me put this video out for y'all because I don't want y'all to be like, girl, where's the video? Moving on to Social Corner. I hate how she paged Jasmine. What good has she done, Jayda? You introduced her as everything negative. She makes her sister sound like the family F up. Am I bugging? The Impact Atlanta, this whole scene is like she's looking down on her. I can kind of see that because it was like, okay, granted, your sister had whatever issues, like, dang, what thing positive did you have to say when you introduced her? It was kind of giving, is that really your sister? Like, it was kind of weird. Des really need a team, female or not. Girl, get up and greet people, especially during a business meeting. And they get back to what I was saying. Like, you should have had way more to say than yeah and yes. Put Jazz on the show. She got it going on. A trap queen. I'm intrigued to learn more about her. It's giving influencer. What's her Instagram? Yeah, Jazz shop looked really lit. The glam trap, the way that she had it like set up. She got food, lash techs, a hair salon, and all of that. And then it was even more interesting when Jayda said that her and Jazz used to fist fight, because Jayda would always go in her room before school and take her clothes and take her leggings and stuff. Like, this is some new information because never would have thought that I would have heard that. Jada's event was cute. I can't believe Jayda is playing this innocent role like she ain't had nothing to do with Aisha jumping Jazz and messing up her shot. We all remember this. Now, I do remember seeing this on social media. And recently, actually on TikTok, it was a girl on TikTok explaining the story because she was allegedly there when Aisha and them pulled up at the sister shop. And she was the client, so that was a mouthful. Tay and Ari's friendship is top tier. They are genuinely friends, and you can tell their friend group is so entertainment and lit. Yeah, it's given they need their own little spin-off because I would definitely enjoy watching it. I'm like Jayda, as soon as you run to the internet about our personal problems, it's F you in that situation. Now, I 100% agree with that because I done had to cut friends off because it's like, okay, me and you have a little spat, and then next thing I know, you on Twitter with your Twitter fingers tweeting, and it's like, okay, you could have said that to me, not Twitter. But it's also like, I feel like that's kind of a contradiction because Jayda, like, you be online talking about the problems and the issues. So, I don't know. Seems like a contradiction. Not me tearing up watching Jada and Jazz. Yeah, I feel like it's kind of sad with them because it's like y'all are sisters. Y'all grew up in the same household together and y'all haven't been talking and been beefing. I can't imagine like straight up beefing with my sister, like fist fighting, hitting her. Like somewhere along the lines, some boundary was crossed and it was like disrespect where they felt like they had to get, to that point. But overall, you should have been grown and mature to nip that in the bud because at the end of the day, y'all are blood. But I don't know, the scene just wasn't given because I don't feel like a lot of accountability was held. It was just a lot of fingers being pointed. The impact Atlanta is that show and y'all sleeping on it. Every episode gets better. I love that they not fighting and throwing drinks. This episode just wasn't my tea. It was pretty blah. But let me know what y'all think in the comments. Make sure that y'all like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know if you guys would like to see more reaction videos from other shows, because when it comes to my shows, y'all, I be really investing in my shows, especially the Power universe. So let me know what y'all think. As always, thank you guys for watching, and make sure that y'all like, comment, and subscribe.